Good morning, children. I am sure you all are hale and hearty. In our last class, we have completed lesson number 2.6 Chasing the Sea Monster. Today, let us discuss language study, the concept of transitive and intransitive verbs. Before we move, you must remember the role of object in a sentence. For reference, you can take out your textbook, page number 48. Now, what is an object? An object is the receiver of an action performed by the action verb. Here's the idea. Action verb. Children, you all must know verb is an action word. Of course, it tells us tense also, but action words require an object. So, it requires complements called indirect objects and direct objects to complete their meaning. Now remember one thing, object is always a receiver of the action. Let us move to direct objects. A direct object is a word or a group of words that receives the action of an action verb. It answers the question what or whom. See the example. The climber caught. The climber caught what or whom? The climber caught the nylon rope. Caught what? Rope. So rope is direct object for the action verb caught. Now let us see indirect objects. An indirect object tells to what, to whom, for what or for whom an action is done. Verbs that often take indirect objects include bring, give, hand, lend, make, send, show, teach, tell, write and so many other verbs. See the example. The rescue team gives hot food. Gives food to or for whom? The rescue team gives the survivors hot food. Gives to whom? Survivors. So, it's an example of indirect object. The indirect object is usually between the verb and direct object. Now, the verbs are classified into transitive and intransitive verbs. So, we can classify verbs in these two types. Some verbs need an object or objects. When a verb has an object, it is a transitive verb. It needs an object to complete its meaning. See the example over here. I bought a car. So, bought is a transitive verb to whom an object is there, a car. So, I bought what? I bought a car. And you buy something, that is an object. What did you buy? A car. So, you cannot just say I bought. You need to answer I bought what? So, a car is an answer. Otherwise, I bought is an incomplete word. It wouldn't give any meaning. The sentence is incomplete then. You need a direct object after a transitive verb. In this case, buy is a verb. Verbs are of intransitive type also. So, when a verb does not have an object, it cannot have an object, then they are called as intransitive verbs. See the example. You cannot have an object after an intransitive verb. See the example. You cannot smile something. We wanted but nobody came. So here no object is required to complete its meaning. Another example. We laughed loudly. So no need of an object. No receiver is required over here. The verb laugh in this sentence does not have an object. Laugh, then walk, cry are intransitive verbs. But children, some verbs can be transitive or intransitive. For example, birds fly is intransitive. But if we say children fly kites, then children fly what? Kites. Then it becomes transitive. So, some verbs can be transitive in one sentence and intransitive in another. See the example. I stopped the car. I stopped what? The car. The car stopped. So here in another sentence the car stopped. There is no object or there is no need of an object. That verb comes under intransitive. Sometimes the meaning of a verb changes depending on whether the verb is transitive or intransitive, especially with phrasal verbs. See the example. He runs a small grocery store. He runs what? A small grocery store. So, transitive verb is run. See another example. He runs along the beach every morning. Now he runs what? No need of an object is required to answer the question. So here run is the sport. Here run is a sport. So it doesn't need any object. Now see the exercise over here. We will discuss the exercise together. See the first example. You can later on copy down the exercise in your notebook. See the first example. When he arrived, nobody was there to greet him. Now, if you find the verb is transitive, you have to write T in front of it. And if the verb is intransitive, write I. When he arrived. So here, arrived doesn't need any object. So there is no receiver of the action. And so the sentence is intransitive. So you can write I in front of this sentence. Let us discuss another one. I bought a bicycle so I can go to school faster. Now ask the question to the verb. Verbs are already underlined over here. So I bought what? A bicycle. So a bicycle is a direct object. So obviously bought will be transitive verb. So write T in front of this. The boy laughed so much that milk came out of his nose. The boy laughed. So no object is there. So this is intransitive as there is no need of any object to complete the meaning. See the fourth one. He reads books to help him fall asleep. He reads what? Books. So reads is a transitive verb having object books. See the next example. Jim is sleeping, so don't be so loud. Jim is sleeping. So sleeping doesn't require any object to complete its meaning. So obviously sleeping comes under intransitive verbs. Now see the sixth sentence. When I lie down, I like to sleep on my back. When I lie down, no need of any object. There is no object. So lie is intransitive verb. See the seventh one. In order to catch up in class, she wrote an essay. She wrote an essay. She wrote what? An essay. So wrote verb, action verb has an object, direct object and essay. So obviously it is transitive. See the eighth one. The man sneezed so hard that he fell from his chair. The man sneezed. No need of an object. There is no object and hence sneezed is intransitive verb. She sat down patiently waiting for her homework. How she sat down? She sat down patiently. There is no receiver of the action. So no object is there and hence sat is intransitive in this sentence. For about an hour, they passed the ball back and forth. They passed the ball back and forth. So is there any receiver of the action? They passed what? The ball. Of course, the receiver is the ball. They passed what? The ball. And hence passed verb is transitive. The family turned off the light and went to sleep. The family turned off. What did they turn off? The light. So, turned off is a transitive verb having the object light. See the next one, 12th one. We moved the tables next to each other. We moved. Moved is an action verb. What did they move? What is the object of? Who is the receiver of the action moved? Tables. So, table is direct object and hence the verb move is transitive. See the 13th one. He puts on his winter boots because it's so cold outside. He puts on what? He puts on his winter boots. So, winter boot is action word, is object for the action put and hence put is a transitive verb. See the next one. They waited but nobody helped them find their room. They waited. So there is no object or receiver for waited and hence waited is intransitive verb. Children, I hope you all have understood. Go through the examples and explanation once again. In the next class, we will write the word meanings and grammar exercise of this lesson and few small examples, or rather I would give a small exercise to identify whether the verbs are transitive or intransitive. So till then, take care. Do revise transitive and intransitive. Thank you.